start with, there is this code that I would like to share it, and it says that you can't change a man's life until you give them a new knowledge. And I know that this isn't going to be a new knowledge for most of us, though we might have one or two ideas about this already. So, like I said, this is going to be like intro into the trading world. So the first thing that I want us to look at is I just want to ask a question, which says, as a teacher in Thailand who is looking to supplement his or her income, you have several valuable skills that can be leveraged for this side income. And then I went ahead to list some of them. And I know some of us, we might or we are already into some of these skills. So to start with, we have online teaching or tutoring, which I know some of us are doing this already. We can also do freelance writing, and some of us on the page, on Agit page, are already into this, and I can mention of the researcher guy. We can also do this one, and these are all side jobs that we can do. And if we take very good care of them, we can master them, and then in the future, we can benefit from these. So these are a few things, and the most important one we are going to talk about here today. It doesn't mean the rest are not important. That is number 6, learning how to trade. And hearing the word trade, what comes in mind? If this is your first time, then you wouldn't be able to tell the main meaning of trading. But under trading, we have a whole lot of departments under trading. We have stock trading, forex trading, cryptocurrency, and we have commodities. And the commodities, we can also call it as indices. So before that, let's see the agenda. We are going to actually differentiate between trading. What comprise of trading? All of them. Forex, crypto, stocks, and indices. And then we also dive into trading since our topic is how to trade properly. So we will go into trading, we look at the definition and things like some features to regards to trading or Forex and how Forex actually works. Because I also hear people saying that, how do they get the money? Because if you hear the amount of money some people are making in a split minute, you ask yourself like, how did they get this money from, and how did they make this money? Isn't this a scam? No, we will find out today. And then, why do you have to trade forex? I'll share with you some benefits, and if you think this is in line with you, maybe then you can take it from there. So let's start. Now, this is the market, and as you can see on the left side, the market. I don't know. Let me see if I can use a pointer here. Can you see the pointer, please? We can see the pointer, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we can
So
see.
we can see the market here. There's the market, and these are some of the departments under trading. We have forex trading, crypto, stock, and indices. And I'm going to give you some examples under each of them. Their working time and volatility, how the movement, and some of the key notes that we need to take out from here. To start with the forex. Forex, as we know, in Ghana we have this one already, right? I remember I used to go to Forex Bureau to exchange money. We do this. That was the physical one, but now it's online, the virtual one, and that is almost the same thing as this. Forex is when you compare two different currencies, and then based on your insight, you take a position whether this is going to be stronger than this one or this one is going to be weaker than that one. And based on your information that you have, you bet on that. And if it goes in your favor, then it becomes profit. But if it goes against you, then you lose your money. And this market works 24 hours for 5 days, Monday to Friday, and it's having 3 different sessions. We have the Asia session, we have the New York session, and the London session. 3 different sessions. And it's a volatility. The movement of it is very high. You can lose your money in a split second, or you can make a huge amount of money in a split second. And most liquid market traders trade currency pairs. So that is the Forex. Forex deals with you comparing, picking two different country currency, and then you add them and you trade on them. And that is what we call the Forex. We have crypto. The cryptocurrency is going to be the virtual digital currency. And with that one, I remember asking someone, do you know about trading? And the person was like, Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin is part of trading, but Bitcoin is not actually trading. Bitcoin can be traded as part of Forex or it can be seen as crypto. So if you're looking at cryptocurrency, we have a whole lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of them. I can't even mention how many we have, but we have a lot of them. The most popular one is what is here, the Bitcoin. That's the most popular one. And this one, since it's an investment, it works every day, 24/7, and it's very high. And the reason why it's very high is because of a whole lot of factors. And especially now that Trump is in office, we will see the movement of Bitcoin going up massively or coming down massively. So that is that. And stock, when you talk about stock, stock is going to based on you being part of the company. So if there is a company and the company are making profits and they want to expand their operation, that is when they sell some part of the ownership of the company and people buy to be part of them. And then when there is profit, they give dividends. So that one too is seen as what? Trading, but this one is mostly into investment. And we have a whole lot of them. We have Google, we have Apple, name them, Netflix. All of them are part of our stock trading. And then the last one, indices. So indices is something they use indices to check the stock. The indices is whereby a company, S&P, if you heard anything about S&P, what it simply means is that 500 best companies in US, they put them together and then they use it as an indicator to check the stocks that, oh, this company is doing well, this one is not doing well. Because of that, there's this movement. I know this is going to sound a whole lot of gibberish if you are new to this. Now, let's go to our main topic for today, since we're not going to spend much time. So what is Forex itself? Forex, the definition is what? Foreign exchange is a global marketplace for trading currencies. Like I said earlier on, Forex is a global marketplace for trading currencies, foreign exchange. So if you have an insight that Mahama, let me digress a little bit. Our president is bringing some policies that will strengthen the economy of Ghana, which means our currency is going to be stronger. Then, if that is the case, then I will say that, okay, since this policy of ours is going to benefit our currency, then it's going to be stronger than the Nigerian currency. Hence, I'm predicting that this and this will happen. And if it happens, then Ghana cedis is going to be greater than the Naira. Hence, I'm betting on this. And if you bet on that, and lo and behold, it comes true, then you get your money. When it goes in your favor, then you are going to get your profit. But if it goes against you, then you're going to lose it. So, like the market size of trading Forex is like 7.5 trillion daily volume. What it simply means is that if we pick a particular day like Monday, how much money exchanges hand? The money that people are losing and the money that people are winning is 7.5 trillion every day. So if you are on top of your issues and you can predict with facts, you can predict the market with facts, then you'll be enjoying a whole lot of amount of money from the money that exchange has every day. And then the purpose, as we can see, Forex trading is mostly for international trade and those stuffs. Like when we are, even here, some of us, I know a few friends who do this. At the end of the month, they go to the mall, they buy some dollars. When the price is cheaper, they buy it and keep it. And when the price increases or goes up above what they bought, they go to sell it, and the difference becomes their profit. It's the same thing as for trading. And then, example, and I give an example. If you believe the euro will rise against the dollar, you buy euro USD. If it increases, you get your profit. Basically, that is all about trading. But before you be able to tell whether the euro will go up or the dollar will go up, it entails a whole lot of education, a lot. For now, I haven't seen or I haven't read about anybody who is successful or who is profitable in this industry, and the person was profitable over a period of 2 years or 3 years. Some people can learn this for some people learn it for 10 years, 15 years in order to be profitable. And the least that I've heard was one guy, his name is Alex G. You can search him on IG or YouTube. Alex G said he spent 4 good years learning. And if you are learning, it doesn't mean that the 4 years you're going to be making profit. This 4 years, you'll be losing money. If you're greedy like me, you'll be losing money all this while. So basically, that is it. Now let's look at some key terms here. So when you talk about Forex, like we made mention of, we are comparing currencies, right? So it's euro against the USD. You pick this full currency, and then you do your analysis to determine which currency is going to be stronger in a period of time. And that period of time, you bet against it. So we also have GBP, JPY. We have major pairs. When you say pair, I mean two currencies put together. We have major one and we have minor one. And these are two examples of the major ones. So when we say pips, what that pips means? Pips is the movement of the change in price. So now dollar to baht. Baht is 34 point something, if I'm not mistaken. Let's say 34.4. Okay. And $1 is equal to 34.4 baht. So if there is a movement from 34.4 to 34.5, there is one pip. It's a movement. So that is actually what gives you money, and that is what takes money from you. So if I bet that the baht is going to go up, and there is a movement from 34.4 to 34.5, it means I have gained one pip, and the pip is multiplied by the amount of money that you bet with. So let's assume you bet with $10, that every pip is going to give you $10. If it goes in your favor, $10. And if it goes 100 pips, you are there. You get what? So if it goes against you, you lose the exact amount of money that you are also going to try to bet with. And that is pips. And when you say lot size is the amount that you are willing to put on each and every pip. And that is the lot size. So with the lot size, you have standard lot 0. Start with the least you can use is 0.01. That is the least pip. And that is a pip that we use when we are trying to learn about Forex. Because with that one, you are not betting too much of your capital on each pip. Okay. And I know some people who use that Alex that I was talking about, he can bet on 400 USD per pip. Sometimes he go as much as 800 pip. 800 USD per pip. So just imagine if I bet $800 for one pip and I get 100 or 1,000 pips, how much money am I getting? I remember some time ago, that was last month because of Forex, he bet $200 per pip on gold, and gold moved like 1,000 pips. $200 for one pip, and it moved like 1,000 pips in his favor. So just do the maths, the amount of money he will get from that. And we can also talk about leverage. And leverage is very important. If you are a beginner and you're going to learn about trading, we recommend that you use 1 to 100. And what it simply means is that the amount of money that you have as your capital, when you pick the leverage you have from the least is 1 to 100, and we have 1 to infinity. What it simply means is that if I have $100 and I pick 1 to 100, it's just going to multiply my $100 into what? 100 folds. And that is the amount of money that I'm going to use to trade with in the market. If you understand what I mean. If you pick a leverage of 1 to 1,000, the amount of money you have is the 1. And the next ratio is going to be the amount that you want to multiply it with. This, we can talk more about this if we are going to really learn about trading. Now, how does Forex work? Let's see the currency pair. So you can pick any currency pair. The major ones, Euro USD, GBP, GBP USD, and USD JPY. What it simply means is that we have Euro against the US dollar, British pounds against the US dollar, and USD dollar against the Japanese yen. So these are the main pairs that we trade in the market. But we have countless. As you can see, how many countries we have in the world. Each and every one of them is having their own pair. So you can pick any pair at all and trade it. And we have the minor one. The minor one, you can see, I use example like USD and the Thai baht. Thai baht is not very traded. We only trade it in Thailand. So it will be what? Minor, and we have the Euro and the Ghana cities as well. It's going to be minor. Now, what is the difference? What is the difference between bid and ask price? Now, talking about bid price, when you're going to bet, that is your bidding. Price at which you want to sell. Okay, you bid that, oh, I want to buy it or I want to sell it at this price. And the ask price is going to be the price that you actually want to buy it from. That is the difference, the main difference. And the spread. The spread is the pips. Normally, spread comes in pip. So depending on how much you're betting, that is what is going to be calculated. And this is going to be used to pay for the service providers, the banks. If you put money in your account, is the bank that do the transaction for you. And if you want to withdraw, the bank also do that. And the apps that involved, they get their charges or their fees from the spread. So we have something we call broker. Broker is just like a bank. You know, we have so many different banks in Thailand. So if you want to open bank account, it depends on you, which bank you want to open your account with. And it depends on some factors. Maybe you want to know which bank is having so many branches, which bank is closer to you. It's the same thing as you picking a broker. The brokers, we have different types of brokers. There are so many of them. And each and every one of them have different, and they also have some common service that they produce. And one of them that we normally check before we pick a broker is what we call the spread. Some of them, they charge us few pips and others charge huge pips. So when we get to where we need to open an account, then I can guide you through this one. So example is if Euro USD is quoted at 1.1 and 1.1002, the spread is what? The 2 pips on top. So the 2 pips, if you are betting $100 per pip, then it means you'll be paying a fee of what? $200 to the broker. And that is going to be their fees. So basically, this is how Forex trading works. Pick 2 pairs, and then based on your insights or your analysis, because that is the main idea, okay? You analyze the market, and how do you do that? And that one is also a whole section on its own. We have something we call fundamental analysis and the other analysis. That is what we need to master before we can tell the direction of the price. And based on that, you can capitalize on it and also make your decision. Now, we have so many factors, like I mentioned earlier, that influence Forex prices. And we can tell from this economic indicators, GDP. If a country's GDP is good, it means it leads to strong currency. And if the currency is strong, it's likely that it will go up against any other country's currency that you compare it. If country A GDP is bigger than country B, and you pair them and you want to bet on them, it's good that you go with country A. You bet on country A because of what the GDP. So this one, if you want to do Forex, you're going to learn a whole lot of things. Also, we can also talk about interest rate. So country A interest rate is lower than country B interest rate. Based on that, you can use it to also take a decision to decide whether you are buying a particular currency or you are selling it. And we have political stability and geopolitics. And this one too, we can see what Trump is doing now, trade deals between China, the US and China. And because of that, there has been a very huge volatility in gold. Gold can move like last Friday. Yeah, that was yesterday. It's moved. The difference was $50. And the $50, we are going to call it 5,000 points. And in other words, it's like 5,000 pips. Okay. So betting one particular bet on this and you're catching all these pips, you can make a huge amount of money there. And market sentiment, what it simply means is that if we learn the analysis, let's assume you learn analysis that when you get to, let me give you a typical example. When you're crossing the road and you see red light, it simply means you have to stop, right? And that is one of the analysis that we'll be learning when we are actually learning how to analyze the market. So when you get to red light, it means we should stop. And if you take 10 people, 7 people will stop seeing red light. And that is a sentiment that if you see the market, the candlestick do something like this, it means it's going to buy. But it doesn't mean that always it will buy. Every red light doesn't mean we should stop. Even though that's the law. The law says that when you see a red light, you stop. But some of us, that we are recalcitrant, we just get there, it's red light, we just move on. So that is the sentiment that we have. And seeing the same thing, we use it to make a decision. And then the last one is going to be example. If the US Fed raises interest rate, USD often strengthens. And if you pair it with anything, yeah, Kwaku, I think you can write your question down. I'm almost done so that we can just go in with the questions. Should we trade Forex? And like Felix made mention of right from the beginning, Forex. Okay, let's just go through, and after that, I'll just tell you what I think you should do. So this is it. It's open 24 hours for 5 days, Monday to Friday. High liquidity. So if you know what you're doing, it's likely. If you know what you're doing, then you're going to get money from this. And low cost, as I was talking about the spread, using how do you call it? The brokers and leverage opportunities. You can leverage because if you have $100, you can use a leverage of 1 to maybe 500, and they'll multiply your 500 by what? Your $100 by 500, and that will give you the amount of money that you can trade with. So this is the most important thing, because when we see the amount of money people get from trading Forex, we just think that everybody that goes in there can also get the same amount of money. No, Forex is very risk venture. So if you're going there, I advise you don't go that you're going to look for money. We only go to trade Forex because we want to multiply our money. You need to have money that you want to go and multiply it. You don't go to make money from Forex. If you go with that mentality of going to make money or going to get rich quick, we end up losing, and then we call it a scam, and we will stop on halfway. So for me, I've involved in this, and I think I didn't start off well. So I'm a good person to advise you if you are now going to start learning Forex. Because I didn't start well, I'm finding some difficulties in navigating through. So I will let you know what to do. So Forex involves high risk, no doubts about that. You can lose your money in a split second. Now, recently there was one guy in Nigeria that was wanted because he blew someone's over $120,000. He blew it in one day. And this guy is professional trader, but at the end he blew someone's money. Just one day, $120,000. Just imagine you being able to lose this amount of money. It's also possible for you to also get this amount of money in one day. So we use what you call risk management. And risk management is something that you cannot learn within a day or two. You need a whole lot of time to learn about risk management. So this is what traders will tell you, use stop loss. And what is stop loss? Someone will be asking. You talk about this later since we don't have much time. I just want to rush through and then we can do it another time. Risks only 1 to 2% of your capital and avoid over leveraging. I think all these are technical words, and maybe in future we can just, or if you have questions, I can explain further. But if not, in future, maybe we can just take them one after the other and learn it properly. How to start trading Forex. And that is the main thing. But I'm going to give you bulletin points so that maybe we can continue from where we will. So learn fundamental and technical analysis. And this is what I was talking about. If we have enough time, I will take you through the chart and I'll show you some of the technical analysis that I'm talking about. So, and the fundamental analysis is what I was talking to you about, the things that influence the price movements. That would be the GDP of a country, the interest rate, and those stuff. That would be the fundamental. And the technical is you learning how the price, the candle moves, how the candle moves. When the candle gets here, it's what is the behavior? What does it mean? Sometimes the candle prints certain pattern, and when you see this pattern, what does it mean? So these are the things that you need to know first. You learn how GDP influences price movement. You learn the technicals, and then the next thing you need to do is you develop a trading plan. And I know how many of us, let me use this opportunity to ask this question. How many of us plans our day? Before that, let's assume we have two teachers. One teacher goes to class, gets to the class, whatever comes in mind, he teaches. There's another teacher who, before go to class, he plan his lesson and go and deliver. Who is going to be better? Obviously, the one who plans his lesson before going to class. So how many of us, if you do it, just leave a comment in the section. How many of us do plan our life? How many of us even have a plan, a whole year plan of our life? What we want to do at the end of the week or at the end of the day, what we need to do or what we want to achieve at the end of the month, what we want to achieve at the end of the first quarter, and what we want to achieve half year or at the end of the year. Do we have any plans like this? How many of us do this? How many of us? I posted something yesterday that you can be faithful, or we should and must be faithful to our future. Okay, the future you, whatever life you are, whatever plan you're doing now, you're building a life for your future you. So the best way to do this is to be faithful to your future you. You know, if you're not doing this, I wouldn't say it's not the right way, but I'll tell you that if you are able to plan everything and execute them, you have a better chance of getting to success in a shorter period of time than someone who do not plan his ways. Okay, so it's one thing that I got to know when I started following Forex. Everything you need to plan. You need to plan everything. Plan. So you have to plan your entry. How do you want to enter the market? How do you want to exit the market? And you need to learn about risk management. How much money am I willing to lose? And it will not affect me. How much money that I'm willing to get as profit for me to be okay? How much money am I worth? And so these are the things that you need to ask yourself and put them on paper or in your book. So you choose a reliable broker, regulated, low spread. Mostly that's the best decision you can make. Regulated broker and low spread. Regulated broker simply means the one that is in law. Everything is known, registered. We have some that are not registered, but they are still operating also. So it will be very good for you to open an account with a regulated one that the country or the law knows about. And then you open a demo account. We have demonstration, a virtual something. The money that you have you have to practice here is free. That's why we say demonstration. You just demonstrate whatever knowledge that you have acquired on a demo, virtual something. Okay, and you will get to know about this also when we get there. So if you are able to practice on the demo and it gets a particular win range or win rate. Then you can transfer that into a live account where you put real money, or you can buy a funded account and then you trade with. So basically, this is what I have for you, and I'll leave you with this one. And before the questions, can you really make money from trading? Yes, you can make money. You can make a whole lot of money from trading. Top 10 traders make consistent profit after years of practice. Like I said earlier on, you don't need 2 years, you don't need 3 years. You can get 3 years if you have a mentor who will mentor you, tell you what to do, and if you are able to follow whatever your mentor tells you to do, 2, 3 years, you should be seeing some good numbers. Okay. But if you don't have anybody to mentor you, because with a mentor, you need to pay a huge amount of money. The last mentor I talked to, he wanted me to pay £1,000 before he mentored me. You understand? And I'm not sure you have £1,000 to give to someone to teach you trading. It makes sense if you have the money, but if you don't have the money, you think it doesn't make sense. So you end up going to the university, which is YouTube, to learn from there. And if you go to YouTube too, you don't know what you're looking for. There are a whole lot of information on YouTube that you wouldn't be able to tell this is the information that I want, or this, I don't need this. Okay, you cannot be able to differentiate between them since you're a beginner. So it will be best you get to know someone who is a little bit ahead of you that can teach you one or two things. Most beginners lose money, and at the end, they stop. I know a lot of people that I can tell I started with, because my first mentor that I was under, we were like 8 people. And the last time he texted me, he asked me, have you also stopped? And I'm like, no, I'm still trying to learn. And he said the rest, all of them quit. So it's not easy to see yourself losing money each and every day, whilst you think you are learning something that is supposed to give you money. The only thing he said was like, just see it as you going to university. You go in for 4 years. You pay school fees every year or every semester. You buy books, you pay for classes. So all of these are investment that you're going to benefit from in the future. So if only you are willing to learn something, like I said earlier on, you can only change a man's life by giving them a new knowledge. If only you are willing to learn something that will benefit you. If you dedicate your life and time for this one, trust me, it's going to be very beneficial to you. Just imagine you getting paid like $3,000 every week. You and I know you'll be okay with that. For now, at this current our current situation, you will be okay getting $3,000 every week. And I don't know anybody here who say no. This is not enough for me. But it needs a whole lot of work, a whole lot of work. So if you want more stable income, consider investing in the long run, because like I said, we have BitCap, we have Binance, you can open this account, and then at the end of every month, you just look for some coins. We have a whole lot of coins there. We have a whole lot of them. You pick one of the coins. It can be Bitcoin. You buy maybe 500 bucks, 1,000 bucks every month. Just make a conscious decision that every month you're going to buy maybe 1,000 bucks for 1 year. And at the end of the year, if you are lucky enough and the price escalates, then you're going to get a whole lot of profit on that. Even though it's not much money, but it only tells you that you are willing to invest something. And if you'll be able to do this for 1 year, then you'll be built for bigger investments. Invest in long term, buy and keep. So the last advice I have for you is start with investing before active trading. You can start with investment and you see how it looks like, and then maybe you can dive into trading. Treat trading as a skill, not a get rich scheme. Get rich quick scheme. That's what I'm saying. If you go with a mentality of going to make money in trading, trust me, you are going to lose everything that you have. So the best thing is just look at it that you're going to learn trading as a skill. You're going to learn it. Give yourself some time, maybe 3 years, 4 years. Structure it, plan it. The first year, this is what you're going to learn. You're going to learn about risk management and fundamental and technical analysis. You're going to learn this for the first year. The second year, you're going to put it in practice. You're going to open demonstration account and do something there. The third year, this is what you're going to do. You're going to start small. Put in your real money so that the moment you put real money, you put your emotions into it. And that is where you're going to get to know yourself. Trading will expose you. It will tell you the real you. Are you an impulse buyer? That when you see any movement, you just jump on it and get press buy or sell. Trading is going to tell you. Are you someone who can plan your days and execute them? Trading is going to tell you. Now, one thing I love about trading is I've never seen, or if I'm yet to see, a trader is having a pot belly. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do, or I'm not saying that we cannot have a successful or profitable trader with a big. What I'm trying to say is trading will shape you, it will make you disciplined, it will make you consistent in many things that you do. And for that matter, gym will be part of your life. So every trader is disciplined when it comes to gym. Every trader. Even if you are chubby like me, you end up being disciplined. So this skill is a life skill that you need to learn. Learn trading, learn it the right way, and even if you don't take it as a profession, it's going to guide you to make right decisions in your life. And I think this will be it. And now let's take some questions. And after that, we can announce what we have next.